Daniel, chapter 3. Nebuchadnezzar the king has made an image of gold, its height 60 cubits, its breadth 6 cubits. He has raised it up in the Valley of Dura, in the province of Babylon. And Nebuchadnezzar the king has sent to gather the satraps, the prefects, and the governors, the counselors, the treasurers, the judges, the magistrates, and all the rulers of the province, to come to the dedication of the image that Nebuchadnezzar the king has raised up. There are gathered the satraps, the prefects, and the governors, the counselors, the treasurers, the judges, the magistrates, and all the rulers of the province, to the dedication of the image that Nebuchadnezzar the king has raised up, and they are standing before the image that Nebuchadnezzar has raised up. And a crier is calling mightily. They are saying to you, O peoples, nations, and languages, at the time that you hear the voice of the horn, the flute, the harp, the lyre, the stringed instrument, the symphony, and all kinds of music, you fall down and pay respect to the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar the king has raised up. And whoever does not fall down and pay respect, in that hour he is cast into the midst of a burning, fiery furnace. Therefore, at that time, when all peoples are hearing the voice of the horn, the flute, the harp, the lyre, the stringed instrument, and all kinds of music, falling down are all the peoples, nations, and languages, worshipping the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar the king has raised up. Therefore, at that time, certain Chaldeans have drawn near and accused the Jews. They have answered, indeed, they are saying to Nebuchadnezzar the king, O king, live for all ages. You, king, have made a decree that every man who hears the voice of the horn, the flute, the harp, the lyre, the stringed instrument, and the symphony, and all kinds of music, falls down and pays respect to the golden image. And whoever does not fall down and pay respect is cast into the midst of a burning, fiery furnace. There are certain Jews whom you have appointed over the work of the province of Babylon, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abed-Nego. These men have not made of you, O king, any regard. Your gods they are not serving, and to the golden image you have raised up are not making worship. Then Nebuchadnezzar, in anger and fury, has said to bring in Shadrach, Meshach, and Abed-Nego. Then these men have been brought in before the king. Nebuchadnezzar has answered and said to them, Is it a laid plan, O Shadrach, Meshach, and Abed-Nego, my gods you are not serving, and to the golden image that I have raised up you are not worshipping? Now behold, you are ready, so at the time that you hear the voice of the horn, the flute, the harp, the lyre, the stringed instrument, and the symphony, and all kinds of music, you fall down and pay respect to the image that I have made. But if you do not worship, in that hour you are cast into the midst of a burning, fiery furnace. Who is that God who delivers you out of my hands? Shadrach, Meshach, and Abed-Nego have answered, Indeed, they are saying to King Nebuchadnezzar, We have no need concerning this matter to answer you. Behold, it is. Our God, whom we are serving, is able to deliver us from a burning fiery furnace, and from your hand, O king, he delivers. And behold, be it known to you, O king, that we are not serving your gods, and we do not worship the golden image you have raised up. Then Nebuchadnezzar has been full of fury, and the expression of his face has been changed concerning Shadrach, Meshach, and Abed-Nego. He answered and said to heat the furnace 7 times above that which it is seen to be heated. And to certain mighty men who are in his force, he has said to bind Shadrach, Meshach, and Abed-Nego, to cast into the burning fiery furnace. Then these men have been bound in their coats, their tunics, and their turbans, and their clothing, and have been cast into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. Therefore, because that the word of the king is urgent, and the furnace heated exceedingly, those men who have taken up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abed-Nego, the spark of the fire has killed them. And these 3 men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abed-Nego, have fallen down in the midst of the burning fiery furnace, bound. Then Nebuchadnezzar the king has been astonished and has risen in haste. He has answered and said to his counselors, Have we not cast 3 men into the midst of the fire, bound? They have answered and are saying to the king, Certainly, O king. He answered and has said, Behold, I am seeing 4 men loose, walking in the midst of the fire, and they have no hurt, and the appearance of the 4th is like to a son of the gods. Then Nebuchadnezzar has drawn near to the gate of the burning fiery furnace. He has answered and said, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abed-Nego, servants of God Most High, come forth, indeed, come. Then Shadrach, Meshach, and Abed-Nego come forth from the midst of the fire. And, gathered together, the satraps, the prefects, and the governors, and the counselors of the king are seeing these men, that the fire has no power over their bodies, and the hair of their head has not been singed, and their coats have not changed, and the smell of fire has not passed on them. Nebuchadnezzar has answered and has said, Blessed is the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abed-Nego, who has sent his messenger and has delivered his servants who trusted on him. And the word of the king changed, and gave up their bodies, that they might not serve nor pay respect to any god except to their own God. And by me a decree is made, that any people, nation, and language that speaks erroneously concerning the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abed-Nego, he is made pieces, and its house is made a dunghill, because there is no other God who is able thus to deliver. Then the king has caused Shadrach, Meshach, and Abed-Nego to prosper in the province of Babylon.